Dude, if the Meta Quest 4 actually gets RTX Remix paired with the RTX 6090 and that behemoth of a monster actually drops with 128 gigabytes of VRAM, you know just as well as I know that we are absolutely going to lose ourselves, and I will be 1v1ing you in Microsoft Simulator. That's right, I'm going to 1v1 you across the world in Mario Kart as we play Microsoft Simulator and throw banana peels. Now, obviously, I want to make a really quick note. I am not a news anchor. I am just a friend sharing stuff that I find interesting. So if you do not like the conversational style of videos, then this is not the channel for you, and you can go and watch somebody else. So let's start this off with NVIDIA Rubin CPX render, hinting at a possible link to the future RTX 6090 design. For some reason, bro, that doesn't that not like sound cool? 6090. I don't know why that 6D 9D 69D. I don't know what it is about that, but it sounds cool. It's probably going to cost $6,969 too as well. You know it just as well as I know it, brother. Anyways, here we go right here. Rubin CPX, Rubin GR202, Blackwell GB202. See, that's so lame. That's such a lame name. ADA 8102. So we got all this specs here, but really, dude, I'm not an absolute genius of a intelligent genius, if that's not obvious. So anybody that's a genius and can explain that right there, L2 cache plus mem control, and then L2 cache plus mem control alongside roughly 16 GPCs and 64 bits of GDDR7 PHY alongside 64 bits. So we got 6 different 64 bits of GDDR7 PHYs plus PCIe 5.0 with a 4 times display. So as you guys can imagine, I'm not intelligent enough to understand and comprehend all of that. I love to build computers. Your boy runs a PC business, but I am absolutely not genius enough to understand that. I know how to put the parts together and test a computer to make sure it's performing the way it should. Other than that, don't know jack diddly squat. Speeds, I also know. Meta Quest 4 and 4S. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about 2 years into the future as of right now, not 2 years into the future. Meta is working on Quest 4 and Quest 4S. You sure about that there, genius? And they might also look very different from today's Quest 3 family. That's absolutely correct. You know why? Because this is why. We're going to take Elon Musk's thing that I'm having a brain fart moment of, and can't think of at the moment, obviously, because I can't really think straight anyways. What is that called? Elon Musk's chip that leave a comment. I forget what it's called. The chip that he puts in your brain, and it's like repairing spinal cords. It'll come to me. I don't remember what it's called at this point. So anyways, we're going to have that. And then this little thing right here is going to like link to your brain, and it's going to freaking produce Microsoft Simulator Mario Kart as we race together and throw banana peels at people. That's how crazy it's going to be. That's right. I'm literally predicting 2 years down the future. 2 years down the future. That's right. Even that doesn't make sense. So for real though, dude, I'm being serious, dude. The future's like, this is such a crazy time to be alive, because this is the second time that I've gone through this in my life. All right, because even though I act like I'm only 9 years old, all right, I'm not 9 years old. I'm 35, about to turn 36 next month. All right. So I grew up in the 90s, and I was able to go through the whole tech boom with phones and computers and the internet and all this digital crap. And now we're going through it again with this crazy hardware where AI is getting involved, and like these massive behemoths of a computer, which for some reason that looks a little bit not bright today. It looks darker than it normally is for some reason. Maybe my eyes are just like getting slammed with the light from this being too close to this monitor. And now I lost myself. Oh, there we go. So I went through that stage in the 90s, right? And then now we're going through it again, where these behemoths of a 5090 computer are going to be fit into a little freaking mini computer with AI doing everything. And then that little AI is going to link to the AI in your VR, which is going to link to the AI implanted in your brain with Elon Musk's chip that I'm still having a brain fart moment about. And then we're just like going to be racing around in Mario Kart across the planet in Microsoft Flight Simulator as you're up there and I'm just banana peeling everybody as you freaking try to turtle shell everybody, which is just the dumbest thing you could ever do. There's just something about throwing a banana peel that's just freaking awesome, you know? But anyways, for real though, jokes aside and actual seriousness, this is wild to even be thinking about. And it really is. I'm super excited. I know like the world's kind of in a crap hole right now, but this is like everything in life is like there's always ups and downs for like everything in life. So I know that life kind of sucks right now and there's a lot of people that are struggling, but there's always going to be that comeback. Like that's just kind of how the world operates. There's always it's called New World Order, which doesn't mean China is going to overtake America or UK is going to overtake America or America is going to become the world's most intelligent freaking country ever or whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. But what I'm trying to say is there's always these ups and downs. So even though the world kind of sucks and none of us would be able to afford a brain implant paired to the Quest 4 alongside all the other stuff you're going to need for it without getting hacked, which, oh my God, that would suck. Can you imagine that? So let's move on so I don't go down that rabbit hole anymore. Really, there's not much to say about this. This is kind of just something I wanted to, so just so we're clear, this is not an old article, by the way. This is literally posted, last updated yesterday. It was literally posted like a few days ago, but there's no date because they want me to scroll through everything. But anyway, let's actually go over some of this stuff just so for those of you that aren't into VR can actually know. So we got Quest 4 versus 4S. Obviously, the 4 is going to be better. The 4S is going to be a cheaper, less resolutioned option. So people buy the more expensive one. So you have eye tracking right here, which is absolutely going to be a thing because it's already a thing. We have a new Snapdragon hardware and the AI boost, which this is going to be the at least in my opinion, this is what's going to end up replacing like the dedicated graphics inside of computers, at least for the like the mini computers. Like NVIDIA is so far ahead of it. I know everybody takes a dump on NVIDIA, and I don't blame you. I'd take a dump on NVIDIA if I had enough dump in me. But if the Snapdragon, like with phones and crap, dude, like they're already like super. They're like the AMD of phones, but the thing is they're better than AMD in phones. So like you can hate on me all you want. And just so we're clear, the 8060S integrated graphics with AMD is actually wild. But let's continue here. Neural interface band. So basically this reads your gestures. It's not brain implant territory yet. We have built-in elite straps, which is going to be eventually getting your wristband, which I got Joe Biden mouth. I got which is going to read your, oh my God, even that could probably, once we figure out how the brain works and all the neurons and atoms and crap that freaking are constantly doing their thing up in there, which mine are like so much faster than yours, by the way. If it's not, see, they're so fast. They keep going in and out that I forget stuff. That's how fast mine are. What I forgot there for a brief moment before my brain cells and atoms started functioning again is like this little band is eventually going to read your brain cells, right? Even without the dude. Oh my God, that's so irritating me. Elon Musk brain chip. Freaking A, dude. Neuralink. There we go. It was irritating the crap out of me. Okay. I used to do that when I was a kid. I would forget like a dinosaur name when or like an actor's name. I was trying to, it would irritate the crap out of me like the entire day if I forgot something just obvious. And then like you'd be wanting to tell somebody, you'd be wanting to tell your friend, and then as soon as like you leave, to like go home and you leave school and you can't tell anybody what you wanted to tell them, you like immediately remember because you can no longer tell them. So anyways, cloud gaming and the varifocal or hollow cake lenses. Oh my god, I'm absolutely gonna get the hollow cake lenses just because of the way that is named, hollow cake. Butterscotch varifocal. What are these names, bro? Butterscotch varifocal. What is that? Butterscotch. Oh my god, it's actually a thing. Oh my god, that looks like a friggin' fly. That looks like an insect. Tell me that doesn't. You imagine walking around town with. Oh my god, imagine walking around town with that plus a gas mask in a ninja suit. People would think you're like some freaking alien futuristic thing. So let's move on here. Intel Arc A750 GPU sample with 16 gigabytes of memory, a 512-bit bus, and dual 8-pin connectors pictured. That's really all I need to say about this. I'm really rooting for Intel right now so that AMD and Intel can compete with one another, because right now, dude, NVIDIA is just so far ahead of AMD that, listen, dude, okay, look at the stock market, all right? And yes, fully aware, go ahead and watch Gamers Nexus video on how the GPU smuggling is what's causing NVIDIA's stock market thing to just go into oblivion. I get it. But dude, 96%, NVIDIA owns 96% of the market right now, okay? Fact, not opinion, not Team Red, root for Team Red. Let's go Team Red. That is a fact. 96%. NVIDIA owns 96%. Okay? Just like, I'm just saying, all right? I don't need to argue with anybody. I'm just saying, dude. So AMD needs competition, and Intel is the only one that's going to be able to bring that, because if Intel can't bring that, AMD is just going to kind of give up, which is going to mean NVIDIA can continue to just bend each and every single one of us over nonstop throughout the rest of our lives, which I know just as well as you know, you don't want to have happen, unless that's what floats your boat. If you want to bend over for NVIDIA and just whatever, you do whatever floats your boat there, buddy. But I'm not willing to bend over for NVIDIA, so I'm going to not bend over for them. Let's go ahead and continue. Farewell to HDMI and DisplayPort. China introduces a connector that achieves 192 gigabytes per second and supports 8K effortlessly. And just so we're on the same page, HDMI 2.1, right? Where are we at with that now? And then or is it DisplayPort 2.1? Regardless, like those, whatever the new one is there, forget the numbers. It's like 48 gigabytes. This is 192. Four times. Not just 2.3, not just like 2%, 4 times. That's a big jump, bro. That's wild. That's absolutely going to make China take over America just with an HDMI cable. You know it just as well as I know it, bro. Everybody on Amazon that wants to sell their pathetic ass HDMIs and display ports that make your screen flicker, knowing that everybody's going to return the crap. It's right. I just said it. Stupid Amazon seller, cheapo depot. That's right. I hate it when people do that, bro. I've gone through it just as much as you have. Here, let me plug my HDMI that I just barely bought, where your listing says it will support 4K 240 hertz, but yet my potato ass 4K 144 hertz monitor keeps turning off and flickering and getting disabled, and this happens, and then this monitor for some reason won't turn on when I boot my computer because your pathetic ass potato friggin' HDMI cord that you sold me knowing I would return it doesn't power enough. So this is absolutely going to be an immediate purchase for me every single time that I browse Amazon and buy an HDMI cable, because I seem to, actually this is different because this is literally just obvious of what it is. But I know you do it just as well as I do it. You probably keep each and every single one of cable that you've ever bought in the history of all cables that you've bought in, just in case you need it. So they all build up and you're like, okay, is this HDMI cable going to support this? Or do I need this HDMI cable? And then roughly 15 minutes later, as you plug in like maybe like 7 or 8 different cables, you finally find the one, and you're still not smart enough to throw out the other ones. You just keep them just in case you might need them. I know you do it just as well as I do it, because if you're watching some goofy freaking weirdo like me, I know you're pretty similar. A goofy weirdo like me. Right here. Full PS6 specs leaks sound way too good to be true. Absolutely agree with this. However, if it is literally actually not a wild guess for clickbait views, then yeah, that's going to be a behemoth of a console. Let's go ahead and steal his video as I react to it, because that's apparently, whoa there, buddy, relax. No, 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 no. Audio. Chill. Can't steal the audio, but I'm going to react to this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. They even timestamped it for me. Oh, I love you, Digital. Go support this website, Digital Trends right here. Absolutely. I wish I could like this article. Can I share it though? What does he make for videos? Or freaking watch? Okay. Nope. Not following you. How do I share this? Wait, I already shared it, you idiot. That's how you make your videos. Well, either way, let's actually come back over here. What do I have for notifications? Yeah, for real. So here's all your specs to geniuses that actually understand this crap. But I did already watch this, by the way. Hello, see, I already liked it. In the video, I did not just like this for no reason for whatever before. I promise you I did not watch this before making this. So either way, we got next gen features that'll blow your mind. So basically, this is just they're including NVIDIA stuff. This is an NPC using NVIDIA's AI, where it gives you random conversations and random quests to go do in worlds. Then right here, he's explaining how each enemy in each video game is going to look different. So like, if this is The Last of Us, by the way, for those of you that aren't like a video game nerd like myself. Then right here, so anyways, The Last of Us, he goes on to say like how each of the whatever enemy guys that are freaking enemies roaming around the world and planet and stuff are going to be different. And then like, it's just going to feel like a world. Or in other words, Microsoft Flight Simulator is I race you in a 1v1 throwing bananas at people. All right. Because you know just as well as I know, VR and this freaking crap is going to be so imaginative, which I'm actually excited for, dude, because I'm like Nintendo. I do really awkward stuff that like, because you think about all Nintendo's games, right? I know I'm going off topic here for a little bit, but as I said in the beginning of the video with the intro, man, if you're not into the whole conversational style of content and just hanging out like you would with a friend, I'm not the person to be watching. Okay. I just want to make that clear. And it is something that I'm going to have to start saying in my content, because it is getting very long now. Yeah. So Nintendo, like when you think about each one of their games, they're so imaginative that it's almost like whoever created the video game was like on some like mushroom trip or some acid trip or something when they like think of the game. So it's like, that's kind of how I operate, dude. Like I'm a very, if it's not obvious, dude, with how I went about running the PC business, me creating. So right now I only have 4 channels that I upload to. And honestly, the 4th one is, I really don't upload to that anymore, but I've had like 7 or 8 different channels. I've sold a few of them. All right. So I'm a very creative, imaginative person. But either way, let's get back to the video. And where I was going is like, if you think about like Nintendo's games, like Mario or Donkey Kong or Zelda, like they're so like trippy. They're so like, yo, like, and they make you like laugh. They're very charming. They're very like, so it's almost like you're playing a dream or some like trippy dream. And because of that, they're fun, you know? But either way, so what he's explaining right here, let's get back to the actual video. So what he's explaining right here is like, this is Battlefield and what the PS6, so keep in mind, we're talking about the PS6 right now. And what's going to end up happening is like each explosion is going to be different. It's not going to be like the same explosion in each and every single game. Like each character in the game is going to look different. So or if you're playing like an RPG, like each combat is going to be different. It's not going to have this algorithm. It's not going to have this like this whatever. Unreal Engine has like 3 different explosions, and then you're running around the game in each explosion, which, if I'm to be completely honest, I've never even noticed that. I'm just being real with you. I didn't even know that was a thing. If I'm honest, I thought each explosion was different. I guess I was focused on other things. But like, or Mario, as speaking of Nintendo, like each little turtle that you jump on as it's flying in the air, and then you collect its shell and eat it with a dinosaur and then spit out at another animal. Do you see how, like, why I'm saying what, like, who thought of that? Dude, it really is. Like, Nintendo's so creative. But going down the rabbit hole, so each one of those could be different. Obviously, Nintendo has like a history, and there is certain things that aren't going to be able to be done because it would ruin the I don't want to say story, the frick, dude. Not story, but what is that, like, the lore. Like the lore, like Destiny is a perfect. I used to be really big in Destiny. Like the lore of Destiny. Not Destiny 2, all right? Like the first Destiny. Like that was, dude, I really miss the simplicity of video games. So anyways, so each one of these are different, and then yeah, so they're like ray tracing, the RTX remix, which is NVIDIA's like, let me make the game from 10 years ago absolutely bonkers. Basically, it's an emulator if we're just to like be really honest here. Um, but yeah, so we got the APU and all that kind of stuff. So either way, man, they're like, this PS6 is just going to be absolutely bonkers, and it seems, it does seem like it's too good to be true, because like what he is saying, just, I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like a PC isn't even capable of like what this is, like this thing is capable of. But the thing is like I said at the beginning, bro, we're in this like boom. Like what I meant, like I know that was like a Nintendo type of freaking thing to start the video off with, like Microsoft freaking but it's literally what I thought of as I'm sharing all this, reading all this, and like just like whatever, opening all this stuff. Because what I so just I actually want to say this, just because I really need to make this clear of the type of creator that I am. I don't want to be like other people. Okay. I'm not trying to be a news journalist. I'm not trying to be a news channel. I'm not just trying to be like other people, man. Like, I don't really have friends, okay? I don't go out and do stuff. I'm so busy, man. I'm always here. So I get very lonely. I'm just, so we're clear, I love what I do, okay? So this is not me complaining, but like I get very lonely just constantly making videos every single day and just kind of being here talking to myself, because it's kind of what I'm doing right now. And then when I was reading, I'm not doing it anymore because it was irritating me and it was impacting the way that I made my content. Okay. But I was reading all my comments the first thing in the morning, and that was impacting me. And it was causing me to become angry and ignorant, and kind of like I don't want to say angry, because I was always goofing, but I was always like making jokes and like taking a dump on the people that were leaving those angry comments, rather than just hanging out and sharing the stuff that's literally in front of my face. So that's what I do, man. Like I've kind of perfected Google's algorithm. I've kind of perfected the like things I'm shown, okay? Or not necessarily things, because to be fair, there's a lot of outer space stuff and dinosaur stuff that I get shown as well that I don't share with you, because I'm a friggin' outer space and dinosaur nerd. Um, so what I do is I just share this stuff to Twitter, and then as a couple of days go on, I just open it all and I talk about it with you because I think it's interesting. So I'm just a friend hanging out, sharing stuff. I'm not trying to be Mr. Know-it-all about each of these. I'm not trying to open up Chat GPT or whatever, Google Gemini's AI, or whatever, some AI program and prompt it, hey, break down each of these for my YouTube video so I can read a script to you and then just be done. That's not what I'm trying to do, dude. All right. And like, as far as like the gameplay that everybody always complains about, man, like I'm a freaking gamer, dude. Like whatever. Let's continue here. NVIDIA RTX Remix 1.2 introduces advanced path traced particles system for enhanced fire and smoke effects, which is absolutely sick. Totally wicked. Whoa there, buddy. Relax with your audio. What is that? Now, I use that kind of stuff for when I'm like, so when I have anxiety attacks, which I did turn my fan on, so that's why I'm not going through it. I don't know how many of you struggle with that. And obviously, hello, I'm not like some super intelligent genius here. Like when I'm having those panic attacks and anxiety attacks, what happens is it's almost like life pauses for me. And silence is what does that. Like silence is what it causes me to enter this like, am I freezing in time moment? Or like kind of becoming a potato or becoming a vegetable is the only way I can think to explain it. So what I do is I'll listen to that little and it calms me down. But either way, let's go ahead and play this right here. I know I ain't gonna get no copyright from NVIDIA. So RTX Remix Particles. Whoa there, bud. Relax. Come over here. Of course, I gotta mute it again. Original RTX. Like, look at that, dude. So, and this is kind of like what PS6 is gonna have, bro. Friggin' ads. So we have fire and then fire smoke, which is different. And then come here, a portal. How many videos you upload? Oh my God, that looks like Colin and Samir guy. Oh, no way. He got a strike? No way. Did he actually? Because that's going to be about Bloomberg. YouTube systematic punishment? No way.
Bloomberg, our feature-length GPU black market documentary is back online after Bloomberg's illegitimate copyright strike against us, which means that Bloomberg did not follow up its illegitimate copyright strike.
Okay, I thought he actually got a strike from that. That would have been so bad. See how bad my ADHD is. Okay. Does that not look strike? We're back. Does that not look like he was taken down or something? But either way, so I'm not gonna. Okay, that was almost the end. So let's play this. Reminds me of Mario spitting out a fireball. It really is such a freaking weird game. That's like the only game that I can like. I don't know what it is, dude. But Super Mario on the Super Nintendo, it's literally like one of the only games that I still want to play over and over and over again. Like 30 years later, 25 years, right? Or 30 years later. I still want to play that game. It's such a fun game. So let's move on. Radeon RX 9070 XT moves closer to MSRP with $649 US listing, but $599 target remains unmet. So the problem with buying graphics cards right now, dude, is like all these new, obviously the super GPUs are still like a year off, but I don't know, man. I just feel like with where tech is right now, I'm not saying this is not a bad car. I'm not saying this is a bad GPU, by the way, just so we're clear. I'm not saying that it's like garbage, okay? But let's go into the, because it is related to what I'm about to say. This is a perfect example of this, dude. So we're in this period of, you could imagine back in the day, you have this like gigantic cell phone, or you have a little beeper where you actually need to go back home and call the person because your little beeper isn't capable of calling. All right. So, so yeah, we're in this transition right now where the current hardware is, I'm not saying it's bad or it's not worth getting, but we're in this period right now where we're transitioning from I don't know how to explain what I want to say, but either way, this is getting closer to MSRP and it's still way cheaper than anything NVIDIA has to offer. So if you're in the market for a new GPU, then this is an incredible deal. And that actually looks like a nice Jeep. I would actually put that in my computer. I would literally stick that in my computer, honestly. That's what she said. So if we come over here, Borderlands 4 is everything that you love and hate about Borderlands. So the game is good, man. The game is fun, but there's a huge problem with the performance in this game. And when I say a huge problem, dude, we're talking about an RTX 5090 and Ultra 9 285K or a 9950X 3D or a 9800X 3D. We're talking about $5,000 computers not being able to play this game at 4K without DLSS and all these friggin' AI features turned on. And the reason for this is because we're in this transition period where we're going from Unreal Engine 4 and at least for AAA games, indie games are still using like the Godot, and let's be honest, none of us can avoid that garbage friggin' Roblox video game. You go to gaming on YouTube, I guarantee you. I guarantee you it's just nothing but Roblox. It's such a joke, dude. Every single time you open it. All right, so we got trending. Where is it? Trending right here. It's all Roblox. Roblox, 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 Roblox. It's nothing but Roblox, dude. And it's so irritating. It's so stupid. It's so irritating, and I absolutely lost where I was. But we're in this transition period of going from Unreal Engine 4 and for at least for the AAA games, and we're entering Unreal Engine 5. So it's not that the game, I mean, it is unoptimized, don't get me wrong, but like we're in that period. So like we're talking $5,000 computers, dude. Like I have an RTX 4090 and Ultra 9 285K. Dude, I can't break 60 FPS at 1440p. 4090, dude. Without DLSS, obviously. If you enable all the AI features, I'll probably get like 100 FPS. It's a very hard to run game, and it doesn't even, I mean, it looks good, but it doesn't, whatever. It doesn't have that realistic vibe that you would expect, I guess, is the only way I can think to explain it. So really, it's a fun game. It's absolutely worth playing, but just note that if you like, this is like how terrible if you have anything like less than a 3080 or a 4070 or a 5060, which is, I guess, I know people hate on the 5060, dude. All right. But if you're playing this game at 1080p and you have a 5060, like with all the AI crap enabled, okay, like you're going to be getting like maybe like 50 FPS. I don't know. Borderlands 4 GPU performance. I saw somebody share this the other day. Where's the images? Borderlands 4. Wait, what is this the one? Look at this. All right, so hold on. How do I do it? All right, here we go. Hold there, bud. Look at this, dude. 5090. A 5090. So again, then we got the, I was pretty on point with what I was saying. All right, so we got 67, 77 FPS. Like, dude, this is 1440p. This is not even 4K. This is 1440p, bro. A 5090. Oh, dude, like, come on. All right, so if you have anything, the game is like literally unplayable with anything like the 3090. So I even was eating my own words there. A 3090. Where's the 3080? Here we go. A 3080. Let's see where the 5060 is. Where's the 5060? Here we, oh no, that's not the right one. So 56, 10 FPS. Keep in mind, this is 1440p. But if we go to, actually, I just go to the friggin' website. So here we go. Where's the 1080p? That's 1440p, 1440p, 1080p. Here we go. So where would the 5060 be? So even that's not even capable of it. So I actually was wrong about that. So where's the 5060 Ti? Where is it? Right here. So we got, so you at minimum, bro. And keep in mind, like, the reason I'm saying minimum is because you could obviously lower the settings inside of this, because this is obviously the highest thing. But dude, 1080p, 5090, bro. All right, that's such a disgrace. That's messed up. So NVIDIA confirms GeForce RTX 50 Founders Editions still remain in production. So the reason I'm covering this is because there was a bunch of leaks saying that these were stopping, which I was so upset about. And to be fair, I mean, I've kind of put the PC business on hold at this point. It was just eating up way too much of my time, and I love making videos on YouTube. All right, building computers is absolutely fun for me, but I mean, it got to a point where it wasn't becoming fun, and me sitting here making content day after day after day after day, it got very annoying and irritating, and I was just getting very burnt out. So I just do what I like. Dude, I've been doing YouTube for like 11 years now, and I still love doing it. The comments irritate me, but I still love doing it. But either way, that's really the only thing that I need to say about that one. So this right here is just pretty cool. This is a Gigabyte AMD X870E Aorus X3D motherboard. Ended up achieving industry-leading DDR5 at 9,000 megahertz performance with V-color memory, which I've never even heard of, which is just pretty sick. That's pretty wild that you can actually get something like that. And just so we're clear, I'm fully aware there have been like Intel overclockers that have achieved this, but for an AMD motherboard, dude, that's a huge achievement, because AMD has a ton of issues when it comes down to DDR5, which is completely understandable for a company that's whatever. How long has the AM5 been? I mean, it's been out for a really long time. It's one of the benefits of getting AMD stuff is they support it for such a long period of time. So the reason I want to share this, dude, just because it's an absolute joke. 5,000 podcasts, 3,000 episodes a week, $1 cost per episode, behind an AI startup's plan. Dude, YouTube needs to do something about this, okay? When I said this the other day about how Amazon is able to recognize this crap, when I said that, I wasn't talking about AI fake listings. So I'm part of it's called the Amazon Influencer Program. And it was how I was able to build the computers that I was building for free. Basically, what this program is people like me will buy the parts which I need for my business, build the computer, sell the computer to somebody, and then I would create videos on each of those parts on Amazon, and the videos would be posted to the product listing, so that whenever somebody would buy something on Amazon, if they had watched my video and it was of value to them, which it always was, which is why I was making so much money from it, because I was building computers. I wasn't doing pathetic unboxings like most people do. All right. Anyways, when people will watch your video, you earn money from that. All right. So anyways, the reason I'm talking about this is because now with AI, you're able to like put an image of something into an AI program and poof out a friggin' video of something you do not own, something that you have not bought, and then they ban you from the website. And it's not some stupid ban like YouTube does. Like, it's an actual IP address, your whole social security number, your tax stuff. Like, you are gone from the website. Like, they will not allow, like, Amazon is very strict with the rule, which is why I'm not able to share my earnings from Amazon, is because they have a friggin' policy for that. So yeah, the reason I'm opening this, dude, and sharing is because YouTube really needs to do something about this. I'm fully aware that the whole like viewer thing that all the big creators we're complaining about has to do with ad block. Like there was something with ad block going on, or there is something with ad block causing like bigger channel, more like older audiences that actually use ad block, which is absolutely understandable at this point with YouTube. All right, it's getting ridiculous. I even use it now. Like I literally will not. So, dude, like I used to like I literally bought a dedicated computer for that TV, so that just for the simple fact to install ad block, because you cannot do that on a smart TV. Advertisements are getting absurd. They're ridiculous at this point. It's literally like Amazon Prime, like it's absurd, dude. All right. I don't feel like seeing a friggin' advertisement. It's like every 2 or 3 minutes on YouTube now. And then right after the ad, you get a friggin' sponsor from the creator, followed by another advertisement. And then he's not talking about what you clicked the video for. So you're scrolling through everything. And then you go where you want to hear what you want to hear, and boom, another friggin' ad, dude. It's so ridiculous at this point, man. It's so annoying. It's crazy how terrible it has gotten. So the reason, and just so we're clear, dude, okay, it wouldn't be bad, because this has always been a thing with YouTube. All right. The ads, I've never really cared about it, but it's the friggin' garbage ass content that's being produced and uploaded to the website now. And YouTube actually recommending it to people. It is so irritating, man. So like because YouTube isn't the same, but I know you've gone through this with Prime Video. If you watch Amazon Prime Video, you click a video, you have to watch 3 minutes. You literally have to watch 3 minutes of ads before you can watch the video. Oh, we'll just pay for the adless version. Okay, whatever, dude. I'm giving an example right now. So which ad block does work on Prime Video, by the way. So yeah, 3 minutes. You watch the video, it's trash. You don't like it. You're just like, I don't want to watch this movie. You go find another video in your watch list. You literally watch like 10 seconds of the video. You watch another one, boom, 3 minutes of ads. Oh, I don't like this one. Oh, let me go watch another video that I think I might possibly like. Boom, 3 minutes. So, dude, it's just so bad. And then like with YouTube now, it's like you're like, oh hey, I really like this, but let me click this video. I'm AI. Nope, don't want to watch this. Oh, let me click this. Oh, advertisement. Okay, well, here's an advertisement. Oh, he's not talking about it. Let me scroll through it. I don't really like this, but let me click this one. Oh, advertisement. Dude. It's just getting outrageous, man. All right. So the whole point of me saying what I just barely said is YouTube desperately, seriously needs to do something about AI. They need to ban AI channels, dude. And I'm not talking about people that actually, so I don't want to be that guy that says all AI content should be banned, all right? Because there is some AI content. It's actually pretty good. Like there's some dinosaur documentaries that I actually like watching. There's some universe documentaries that I actually like watching. There is some good AI content, but the garbage like top 5 video games, and it's generated with AI. They download a trailer. They're not playing the game. It's friggin' AI 11 Labs voice, dude. Or the garbage freaking whatever. Whatever. You get my point, dude. I don't want to say podcast, but it's a friggin' it's a photo, and then like it's using the video editor's CapCut. But basically what it does is it's like a photo that's generated by AI with the voice freaking actor. So I'm trying to think of how, because it's not, so basically I'm just going to explain what the video is, so and how they do it, because I don't know what to call it. Okay. So basically there's a video editor called CapCut. I could go to ChatGPT, write a script for this, get a whole full blown list. You go over to CapCut, you put that full blown literally, this is what this is literally what you do. This is how stupid and pathetic it is. You get like let's say a 2-hour video, literally a 2-hour video for scripted from ChatGPT. You take that, you put it into CapCut and render it. And what CapCut does is everything you're saying, it's like a prompt for their fucking AI software. It makes an image of whatever you're talking about. And then as soon as you switch topic, it makes another image. And then as soon as you switch, it makes another image. And it's all produced. It gives you a voice. Dude, it's so absurd. Look, and I have nothing against the AI creator. I have nothing against the faceless creators, but that low effort garbage crap that you can tell is scripted, that you can tell was not written by human, dude. And then you get the advertisements from it. All right. That's why I have ad blocked. But either way, I don't know why. Can you tell I'm not irritated? I know you're just as irritated with it as I am, which is why I was complaining about the comments when I was reading those comments the first thing in the morning. Okay. Is because it just, all right. I'm going to go ahead and end this, man. The video's already fucking, this is literally why I'm saying I need to, that's why I'm going to start putting that intro in my videos, is because I need people to know that I'm not a news anchor. I'm not a journalist. I'm not trying to be the same as everybody else, dude. Like, I don't have many friends in my life. I know there's a lot of other people that are pretty lonely in their life and just, they want to hang out with a real person creating content on stuff that they enjoy and just simply want to talk about, because that's what I want to watch. That is the stuff that I like to see. I can't take I can't take the scripted fakeness anymore. And yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Let me know about what you think about all this stuff. I meant what I said about the 1v1 in Mario Kart, by the way. You know what I mean? You're definitely going to have to 1v, because you know I'm going to throw a banana at you, so.